Hi everyone, I'm Todd Davis.
And I'm Kimberly Davis. Welcome to our first ever episode of the Homemade Ops Show.
Now, we know what you're thinking. Not another stupid How Finances Work podcast. Trust me, this is not like that. So what is this show about? What are we going to be talking about and discussing? Well, the Homemade Ops Show is a podcast with practical advice for dealing with things none of us can avoid, like finances, legal situations, tuition, family expenses, and all of those. These are the things that can cause problems in life and prevent us from doing what we want to do. Or using these things correctly, on the other hand, actually can enable us to do what we actually want to do with life. Now, here's the thing. Think about companies for a second. When a business doesn't have organized operations, it fails. Business owners have to understand the rules of the industry they are operating in, or they get sued or go out of business. Likewise, we have to understand the system we are living in for our personal lives. There are rules in this game of life. The system and engine that we all live in is called society. There are rules in this game of life. This system and engine that we all live in is called society. And society has established systems and processes that we have to navigate through, all of us together. If we learn the system, we can be successful and avoid getting screwed. If we don't know the system, well, hopefully mom and dad have a big wallet or a place for you to stay until you're 40.
So our goal here is to describe the rules of engagement in our society for people who are lost in this crazy world of what the heck am I supposed to be doing with my money and life? So you can avoid disasters by setting up your homemade operations and not make stupid decisions with your money. Unorganized money and operations can lead to dumb financial choices that put you in a hole, sometimes too deep to climb out of easily, like debt or legal problems. However, with a managed, organized home system, you can direct your money and resources, keeping you in control of your life, rather than outside forces controlling you.
Now, have you ever seen those memes around tax season? They always come around, that say something like, "I'm glad school taught me the Pythagorean theorem instead of how to do my taxes. It comes really handy in this Pythagorean theorem season." Or maybe something like, "What are taxes and how do I pay them? School system says, worry not, I got your back. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell." Well, yeah, that is good to know. Science is a good thing, but how does that help me now? I'm not a biologist, but even a biologist needs to know finances. Why don't we teach that?
Okay, so I saw 3 articles in a row the other day with these headings. Number 1, here's why people aren't saving more in their 401k plans. Number 2, are you a 401k millionaire? Number 3, 5 reasons a 401k may be the worst account to have. Okay, those are real headlines, by the way, all in a row. So does that mean 401ks are actually bad? Do I have enough money in my 401k? It's kind of confusing, isn't it?
So here's the thing. There are trainings out there such as Personal Finance for Beginners, Budgeting 101 in 10 minutes, the 3 best investments no one is talking about. We've seen them all. They pollute the internet. However, they all suck. Let's be real. Some of them might be okay, who knows? But most of them suck. And let's be real for a second. Kimberly and I, when we graduated both in finance and accounting. That's where we actually met. And we still managed, with all of that instruction and training that was offered everywhere, to step on every single rake in the freaking yard. School can teach you the book, but they don't show you the application. Other trainings tell you what things are, how they're going to use, and how they work. Well, guess what? We're going to do that, of course, but we are going to put it in context for how it applies to you and how you make your home ops better. Now, coming from a couple that set up our own processes from scratch, we're going to give you the heads up. We're going to give you the shortcut. We're going to give you specific plans, actions, and resources any average Joe can apply today.
Look, we don't want you to feel like you don't know what's going on. When you don't know what's going on, you are not empowered to make the best decisions for yourself because you don't have the knowledge to do so. Setting up your home operations is about learning the rules of the game, then setting up your foundation to withstand the adventures of life. So, a little background about us. I'm originally from the great state of Texas. I studied accounting at the University of Utah and currently work as a financial controller. I started there during school as one of the first members of the accounting team, worked my way up to controller while building out the department, and took the company through large acquisition and post-merger integration.
And as for me, I'm originally from Utah and studied finance, also at the U. After graduation, I worked in investment finance and moved my way over to the tech sector, where I work as a software implementation instructor for HR and financial systems.
So more importantly, another thing about us, we love movies. No joke, we bought an average of 20 to 30 movies every Black Friday for the past 5 years. One of our favorite things is movie night, and we could talk about movies all day. Let us know some of your favorites. You're for sure hear about ours. So our goal is to help you feel confident in the system so you can do what you want. You choose your own dreams and goals, and guess what? They're different than ours. However, what we all have in common is that we need to learn how to use the tools and instruments in life to manage our success.
So what can you expect from us? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to provide high quality, practical information so you feel like you know, all right, ready for this? It's going to be a long list. So everyone, not a complete one, but it's a long one, so bear with us. How to simplify your money organization, our budgeting philosophy. What are the differences between a bank account and a credit union? Which one should I use? Am I an employee or an independent contractor? What are self-employment taxes? What does each line of my paycheck mean? There's a lot of them. How or should I combine my finances with my spouse's when I get married? What is a W-4, a W-2, a W-9, and all those stupid freaking W's? What do those mean? I don't know what those mean. And that's the IRS. I have no idea what they're doing. What are FICA taxes? Do they apply to me, or when do they apply to me? How is the value of my home determined for property taxes? What the heck are all those different taxes I have to pay? Okay, you finish the list. I can't do any more.
How can I avoid fighting about money with my partner? What in the world does this question mean on TurboTax? What does it really mean to save for retirement? Why do I always feel like I'm behind? What is this HSA account my work gave me, and why does everyone say it's so awesome? What do the 5 million pages of insurance paperwork mean in English? Am I covered if X, Y, or Z happens? What do I do when a kid is born? Do I set up an education fund? Do I need to add them to my insurance? Am I signing away my firstborn in the War and Peace size novel that is my mortgage paperwork? Why does it cost hundreds of dollars for a simple medical procedure, and I won't find out about the cost until 3 months after it happens? I've heard most divorces happen because of financial problems. How do I avoid that? How can I avoid someone draining my checking account? And that really does happen. How do I buy a car? Cash, credit, both? What legal stuff do I need to do in my life? I guess I'm supposed to get a will? And many, many more topics. But the most important question of all is, I feel like I'm doing okay, but I just don't really know everything I'm supposed to be doing. What am I missing?
So here's what we won't be discussing in this podcast. And you'll probably seen these as well. How you can save $1 billion and retire at 35 or not getting coffee at Starbucks. How can you be as rich as Warren Buffett in 3 years by following these 9 tips? Which new startup is the next Apple? Never work a day again and travel the world. Watch me do it on YouTube. Certainly there are investing strategies that can increase your wealth. And guess what? We're going to be talking about them. But what we are not going to do, we're not going to insult your intelligence and our integrity by promising exaggerated claims to quick riches. You know this. Life is much more complex than that. We want to give you the education, the principles to make good decisions and have the money to live your own dreams. The more you know, the less people can take advantage of you, and the more control you have over yourself. You don't have to live in fear of the natural challenges of life because you will have a plan to handle them. You're the driver of your own life. We just want to help you operate the car.
We really hope to build a strong community here where we can learn tips from each other. We look forward to getting to know all of you and learning from your stories. We're all in this together, from our family to yours. Let's see what we can build. Please subscribe and share this with your friends. We'll see you next time on the Homemade Ops Show.